Thank you for joining me for day 5, how to boost your dating profile. It's so good to have you back. I'm Deb Biesinger, life, love, and dating coach for people in the middle of life. Like it or love it, online dating is here to stay. And you're not alone if you inwardly groan at the thought of marketing yourself on a website like a pair of shoes. We're not going to talk about photos just yet. They are important, and never fear, we will be talking about them on a different day. Today, we're going to focus on the content of your profile. First, you have to define who your target audience is and then think about what would attract them. For example, I really love quiet, intelligent men, and research has shown that intelligent people usually have and read longer profiles. So that was a starting place for me in finding my next great love. If you are just looking to have fun and be casual, then you want your profile to be short, not beaten to the point. If you're sporty and you want a sporty guy, then the content of your profile needs to be tailored to fitness and fun in that way. However, still try to make sure it sounds like you and that you are open like we talked about on day 1. Super short profiles, which would be around 100 words, will get you more responses, but it's because they don't know enough about you. So you may end up spending a lot of time doing Q&A and not get as many real dates as you would if you did a good length one of 300 to 400 words. I go on sites and read women's profile all the time, and you know what I see? Lists and resumes, so boring. And when I read men's profiles, the majority just have inadequate content. So here's some tips to remember when you're writing the body of your profile. One is resist telling everything he needs to know about you before you even say hello. Your profile is not an exhaustive autobiography, and it's okay to save something for the first date, guys, and thereafter. Let him discover you layer by layer. Don't check or list every activity or hobby you've ever done. Stick to the stuff you've done in the past year. While I was single, I talked to countless men who would list camping on their profile, and I hate camping. So when I asked them, I'd find out they hadn't even done it in like 15 years. Another tip is don't just give facts about yourself. Give them a picture of how it would be to spend time with you. Instead of saying, I'm enthusiastic and supportive, you could say, I'll be your biggest cheerleader when you succeed and a soft and compassionate place to land when you fall. This puts him into your world and getting a feel for what it would be like for you to be his person. If an active sex life is something you value, it's okay to mention it without mentioning it. For instance, say something like, greeting you with warm hugs, sweet kisses, and snuggling on the couch after a long day would be perfection. Or, I get a charge out of having someone cook with me. It's a nice way to spice things up for dessert. Trust me, this will not go over a man's head. But say you love sex, and the abundance of the responses will be people only interested in sex and not a relationship. Let's talk quickly about names and taglines. A lot of the sites now are just using your first name, but if not, make sure your screen name is something inviting or cute, but never sexual. And while I love women who own their sexuality, the quality men have told me that they will not even click on those names if it's overly sexual, even if their picture's cute. So, but guess who does? Players and guys who won't really invest in you. It's better to pick something generic or boring than sexual if you're looking for a relationship, that is. Also, some of the sites have the taglines, and I suggest changing these about once a week so they know that your profile's current. You can do things like, let's come down with spring fever, or how about those Yankees, or looking for indoor picnics with pollen haters, or just a simple happy May when it's a new month. I get asked a lot about which sites, and I start all my clients on OkCupid. I like Bumble if you're into apps. And I'm excited that Facebook has just announced that they're going to be jumping in the online dating world, so be watching out for that. I am not a fan of the biggest, most well-known site, and I hate the myth that goes around that if you pay for a site, you'll get more quality people. It's simply not true, because the honest truth is most people are on more than one site, so you'll see the same people in the free that you do on the other. And OkCupid does have upgraded services, and that's okay. But remember, again, who your audience is. And so if you're looking for a relationship, you want to stay away from hookup sites like Tinder, Zeus, Friend Finder. And even some sites have a different flavor in different cities, like Plenty of Fish here is just for window shoppers, but I hear it's great in Ohio. So I do write profiles as a paid service if you would be interested and you're like, I suck at this and I want someone else to do it. I'm an actual freelance, pretty published writer, so you won't be disappointed. But regardless of if you choose me to do that, you need to present yourself online in a really authentic way. And I use different questionnaires to do that. And you should really spend the time to make your profile sound great. It's not something you want to just kind of half-ass. And, you know, like I mentioned yesterday, it makes for better first dates if your profile is well written. I bet you're pretty awesome already. And if you can make that come across on your profile, then you will attract someone as awesome as you are. So thank you for tuning in for day 5. I know you have single friends who need these tips. So please share the video or tag them, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6 of 21 days to revamp your love life.